Hey, what's up guys? It's Stargirl.thepracticalwitch and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here with a wildly popular pick a card, which is who your soulmate is based on tarot. So what I'm going to have you do is pick one of the 5 options with your intuition and then fast forward to the timestamp I provide down below to see who your soulmate is, what their initials are, what their name is, how you're going to meet them, when you're going to meet them, and who they are and what they're like. But before I get started and show you an up-close view of the cards, I do want to give a quick thank you to my sponsors for making today's video happen. But as soon as I get back from doing that, I'm going to show you an up-close version of the cards so you can pick one. Hey guys, so before we get started on today's video, I want to give a quick shout out to my sponsors Raycon, who made today's video happen. As you guys know, I love Raycon because they've just changed my life in the best way possible. You haven't heard of them, but obviously who hasn't heard of Raycon? Because Cardi B, Snoop Dogg, they love Raycon because their product is so amazing. But Raycon provides wireless earbuds that run on Bluetooth, and they are so convenient because these earbuds have absolutely no wires. As you guys can see, they fit into the case so well, and it comes with a case, and it's not just a case, it also works as a charger port for your earbuds, so it has a dual purpose. So one thing I really hate about regular wire earbuds is that they always get so tangled, and this is so annoying when you're someone who just wants to be fast, quick, and put your earbuds in. But since I've been using Raycon earbuds, it has been so much better because they fit so snugly in your ear. And excuse my nails guys, it's still kind of quarantine. I could be hiking, jogging, whatever, and they stay in so well. And the reason why that is because they come in 6 different sizes with these caps, so you can choose which size fits your ear best. It really helps in keeping your earbuds nice and snug. That's why I really trust it when I'm doing anything, because I know they'll stay in. And it has amazing sound quality because it is made by platinum music artists, so they know what sounds good. They know how to design an earbud so that you have maximum sound quality. And let me tell you guys, when Raycon earbuds have changed my life because the sound is so good. They stay in your ears and there's no wire. These are fantastic. Best of all about Raycon, they are half the price of regular earbuds. The latest model, the Raycon Everyday E25s, comes in a variety of different colors, and also it has 6 hours of playback time. If you want to support me, this amazing company, and also update your earbud game, you can go to buyraycon.com/stargirl and get 15% off your order, or you can go to the link I provide down below, click that link, and you will get 15% off your already affordable pair of Raycon earbuds. Thank you guys so much for watching. Now let's get back to the video. Thank you guys so much for sitting through that. Welcome back. So this is group number 1, this is group number 2, this is group number 3, this is group number 4, and this is group number 5. Feel free to pause the video if you need to really meditate on which card is calling out to you. I do, however, ask that you pick with your intuition and gut and not your eyes, because I do find that warrants the best, most accurate results, because sometimes our eyes can be misleading with the angles and the lighting. So really just meditate on which one is calling to your heart space or your third eye, and then once you pick a group, you can go to the timestamps I provide down below and click the timestamp next to your chosen group to see who your soulmate is. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and give you some time to meditate on the cards, but then I'm going to get right into the reading. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and get started on this reading. Alright, group number 1, for those of you who chose this group right here, this is going to be your soulmate reading. And you know, there's a lot of karma in regards to knowing one's future about your soulmate. And the reason being is because sometimes we're not meant to know certain things. So I'm going to use the tarot to channel messages from spirit about what you are allowed to know about your soulmate. So I'm going to try to pick up as much that I possibly can, but I don't want to force a message if it's not there. But I am going to try to give you guys the most accurate, honest reading possible in what I'm seeing. But group number one, the first card that you chose is actually a card that's going to tell me your energy and whether or not you are ready for love, because I kind of just use tarot as a tool to help me channel spirit. So in order for me to really see who your soulmate is, I had to pick up on your energy. So the first card we had to represent your energy was the guardian of emotion. So this is telling me, group number one, you are definitely ready for love. You have done the self-work. You have developed into an amazing person who is easy to love, somebody that is ready for a relationship and emotionally mature enough for a relationship, group number one. This is what spirit is telling me. So a lot of the times we'll watch pick a cards and they will say, oh, you have to love yourself first before you meet your soulmate, and it's really annoying. And even though there's a lot of wisdom behind it. However, what I'm seeing for you, group number one, is actually now or pretty soon, you will be blossomed into the fullest, best version of yourself, someone who is ready for love. And spirit is telling me you are absolutely someone who deserves love and is ready to meet your soulmate in this point of time. But if not now, you will be in the very near future. So I actually sense, group number one, this is someone you could have, one, already met, or two, this is someone who's going to come very soon for you because you have done the self-work, because you are blossoming into someone emotionally mature enough to be in a relationship. So I want to tell you, group number one, good job on the self-development you have done, or even if not that, good job on the person you have grown up to be, because spirit is telling me you are someone who is very easily lovable and someone who would be a prize in a relationship just based on the person you have turned out to be recently. So now that I got your energy, I'm going to go right on into who your soulmate is. The first card that we have is the Unity card. So group number one, what this is telling me about your soulmate is one thing that I've noticed specifically that really drew me to this card was there is a lot of religious symbolism around him, okay? So what I could tell about your soulmate, this is what I'm hearing, is that when you visit your soulmate's house, you are going to notice that their parents have a lot of religious symbolism around the house. I got the chills, okay? You're going to visit their parents' house when you go to meet the parents, and they're going to have either a lot of Bibles, a lot of crosses around the house. Some sort of religious symbolism is going to be prevalent throughout the house. Now, I'm hearing that it doesn't have to be Christianity, but it's likely going to be one of the traditional religions, such as Judaism, Christianity, Muslim, or something like that. For very few of you, because this is a general reading, they could be Buddhist. For very few of you, but I'm seeing that they come from a very religious background, a very religious household. Your soulmate probably grew up having to go to church or having to go to mosque or having to worship somewhere with their family, or maybe they volunteered at a church summer camp. But what I'm hearing is that your soulmate's parents are very religious, and also that your soulmate grew up in a very religious environment growing up, and that's something you're going to hear them talk about. Now, what I do see, group number one, as well from this is we also have the release card. Okay, so this is actually relates to the death card in tarot, and the death card is ruled by Scorpio, and also the unity card is also ruled by Taurus, and both of those things are fixed signs. So what I'm saying about your soulmate, real quick, sorry, a message just popped up. This is one thing I heard about your soulmate for some of you. I feel like your soulmate, one of their parents could have passed on, or their parents could have gotten some sort of divorce. But I'm seeing, like with this death card, that they had some sort of death. It doesn't have to be a parent. They had some sort of death that happened to them early in life that has really impacted them. And when they start opening up to you, they're going to share what this death was. It was a death of somebody who was very close to them. It could have been a family member, or it could have been a close friend, but it was something that was very impactful in their life that really changed their life in a big way. I'm also hearing for some of them, because keep in mind, this is a general reading, thousands of you, 5 piles. It could have been they had a near-death experience, but they definitely had some run-in with death that they are going to emotionally open up to you about later on in your relationship when they feel comfortable. That's how I really feel. I'm also sensing about this person that it's very likely they turned away from religion later in their life because their parents were too strict about it, or they were kind of forced into practicing their own certain religion. But what I'm hearing is when your soulmate gets older, I think it's very likely that this person could actually be someone who is very religious and spiritual, but we're going to get into that later and what that means, okay? But one thing that really called out to me, back to my point before I had this random message come through, group number 1, is that we have the Unity card, which represents Taurus. We have the Release card, which represents Scorpio. Both of these signs are fixed signs. So this is telling me, group number 1, that your person growing up, they have always wanted to get married. This is not someone who was a commitment phobe when they were younger. They have always liked long-term relationships, and since they were young, they have told their friends, their family, that they want to get married because they believe in the sanctity of marriage. For some of them, it's because they watched their parents' marriage stay together their whole life, and now they want to model a marriage after that. Or for others of them, it's just something their soul has always wanted, was commitment. Because what I'm seeing about your soulmate, group number 1, is that this person finds it very hard to be genuine and authentic with somebody else. Like if this is a divine masculine, you'll notice around their friends that they will really bro it up. They won't even act like themselves. They'll act like somebody else. And I'm also sensing too, they might not even be able to be their authentic self around their parents either, okay? So the reason why this person wants a relationship so bad is because they want that one person they can open up to. And this is why they've always had the fantasy of getting married. This person is not really the type who likes one-night stands or dating people even though they know it's not going to last. This person will only date you seriously and take you serious if they are serious about you. That is a big thing I heard about your soulmate. And I'm also hearing too, guys, because we also have the World card, which represents Saturn, which is another very long-term fixed energy. This is telling me that you are definitely going to enter a marriage with your soulmate. 100%, because this person doesn't believe in like living with their girlfriend for long periods of time or their boyfriend for long periods of time and not tying the knot. This person wants to tie the knot. So what I'm hearing, group number 1, is you and your soulmate are definitely going to end up in marriage. Now, if this is a divine feminine you're asking about, your divine feminine is likely going to be the very same way, where they are going to be very different around other people, but when they're with you, you are going to be the only person that they can really show their true authentic selves to, okay? So it's going to go both ways. Now, one thing that I am hearing too is that your person, group number 1, yes, you are going to get married to your soulmate, but another thing that I'm hearing is that the only way you guys are going to get a divorce is if you end the marriage or if one of you dies. Because group number 1, your soulmate is someone who finds it very hard to break up with people, and also they believe in the sanctity of marriage and commitment. So this person is very unlikely to break their commitment to you. That's a very big thing I heard about your soulmate. Now, I'm also hearing, group number 1, for some of you have already been through a divorce, is what I'm hearing, or they have already been through a divorce. So one of you might have already been through a divorce by the time you guys get married, which is very common in today's world, okay? But that's how I feel. I'm definitely feeling some divorce energy, but I wasn't feeling like it was a divorce between you two. I feel like it was just a divorce in general that happened in your life or their life, your soulmate's life. And it could have just been a divorce from a long-term relationship or something like that, like an almost marriage. So let's go into the characteristics cards that we have for this person. So the first one we have is, I go the extra mile and nothing is out of my reach. Okay, we also have, I create the foundation on which my relationship is built. We have heads turn when I enter a room. So group number 1, your soulmate is going to be very physically attractive. They are going to be like the perfect face, perfect body, exactly your type. They are going to be out of this world attractive, because that's the only card in all of the 5 groups where I actually had a card that specifically said that their soulmate was conventionally attractive. So group number 1, your soulmate is going to be conventionally attractive. A lot of people are going to want your soulmate. That's something I want to tell you. Another thing I picked up about them is this person is very masculine in energy, and it doesn't matter your gender or their orientation. But what I'm feeling from this already is your person is a very hard worker, which means they put it upon their shoulders to provide for the family. And if they cannot provide for their family, they do not feel like they are living up to their purpose on earth. So you're going to notice that this person, I heard construction worker for some of you, but it doesn't have to be that. What I'm also hearing is this person is just going to work very long hours. This person is going to be dedicated, going to work every day, making money to provide, because they're kind of old-fashioned in a sense, where they believe that if they're in a relationship, they have to take care of their significant other financially. And this is kind of like, even if they're male or female, they're going to be someone who works really hard every day because they believe in hard work. I'm getting very traditional vibes from this person, group number 1, even if you're gay, straight, whatever. This person, if they feel a little conservative, and I don't mean conservative necessarily in political views, but conservative in the way where they believe in working hard every day to reach their goals, and they are going to do that and whatever they need to do to provide for their family. So for some of them, they could be a business owner where they work really hard, grinding every day. But for some of you guys, because this is a general reading, I heard someone who's going to, because I have the 6 of Swords in the world, this could be someone who travels as a job, such as a flight attendant, a pilot, a military is what I heard for some of you guys, truck driver, any job that requires traveling, I feel like they're going to do, or manual labor, or something that uses their hands. I really do feel that way, group number 1, about your soulmate. But if not that, like I said, I feel like it has something to do with they're just really hardworking and consistent and show up to their job every day. Maybe they had to take care of a family member or something like that. Some of them could be ex-military. Some of them could have family who was in the military. But I'm just sensing a very strict traditional energy in their upbringing or around them that I do want you to be aware of. We also have the card of my home is a clean, warm, and happy place that supports my well-being. So immediately what you're going to notice about your soulmate, group number 1, is when you walk into their apartment, their home, their room, it's going to be spotless and organized. Maybe not spotless, they're not like American Psycho or anything, but you're going to notice about your soulmate is that they like to keep their house very nice. They're not a slob whatsoever. So group number 1, your person is actually the full package, because they are good looking, they are committed, and also they are very cleanly, and they like to keep their space clean. They're very responsible. That's the word that popped up into my head most and loudest, was they are very responsible. So if you're dating someone and they are wishy-washy with you, if they are messy and dirty, or they don't ever pay ever, this person is probably not your soulmate. But this is a general reading. Take it how you want, but I'm going to try to give you the most accurate messages that Spirit is letting me give to you. And I feel group number 1, I'm not going to lie to you, the other groups were not as good as your group, soulmate, but I think it's because you have developed, and you are such an amazing person who is easy to love, that you are now attracting someone on your level. Either you already have, or you will very soon, because that's what you deserve, because of the amazing person you turned out to be with the guardian of emotion. And that's how I honestly feel. Okay. And we also have the seeds of my greatness lie in my mind. So group number 1, not only is your person attractive and cleanly, like, give me your soulmate, this person is also very intelligent, is what I'm hearing. And you're going to know, because when I see this unity card, this release card, they're going to have they are going to be someone who likes to talk about politics a lot, or theories, or they might know a lot about history. But one thing you're going to notice is this person is very well read too, and very smart and intelligent. That's why I was thinking for some of you, they could be a hardworking business owner or someone who starts their own business. All right, so we're going to go ahead and see what their shadow side is, because everybody has a shadow side, everybody, and I wanted to be realistic. So we named all the good things about them, but now we're going to look at what their shadow side is, their darker side is. So we have the card, I am not supported. We also have the card, it's all my fault. And we have the card of this is too good to be true. So group number one, immediately what I'm seeing is that your person's shadow side is that this person might be someone who gets jealous kind of easily. Now, I don't ever want to condone abusive, emotionally abusive behavior, okay? Never in my entire life, because your soulmate is not going to be emotionally abusive. However, and if you are in an abusive relationship, I highly suggest you seek professional support. But what I can say is that they're going to have little spurts of jealousy, because they might say something like, do you really like me? Because we have, this is too good to be true. So when they meet you, group number one, your soulmate is literally not even going to believe how someone as great as you would even fall for them. Okay, group number one, they're literally going to be like, do you really like me? Do you like that other guy or girl? So they're going to like have a little insecurity when it comes to your relationship. And that's because they're really scared of losing you. And like I said, group number one, your soulmate is very committed. And when they love you, they love hard. That's another thing I saw. When they love somebody, their love does not die. They stay in that relationship no matter what, through thick and thin, because they believe in commitment and monogamy. So group number one, you're going to notice that they do get a little jealous when you talk to other people, and they're going to have a little bit of a little kid attitude, because your soulmate embodies a lot of the divine masculine, and they get a healthy amount of possessive if they see somebody talking to you or anything like that. That's something that you are going to notice about them. Now, I'm also seeing too, group number one, that your person is somebody who really likes to provide for the family. And like I said, they have a divine masculine sense about them, group number one. So I really feel like when they get home from work, they're going to want you to have dinner on the table. They're going to want you to give them a back massage or something like that. And if they had a stressful day at work, I do see that it's possible they could let out some of that stress on you. And I feel like group number one, your soulmate, is somebody who just really wants like the traditional one person goes to work, one person stays home, but they're not going to mind if you have a job either. But I'm seeing that your soulmate really, like when they get home from work, they're going to say, babe, would you mind massaging my back? Would you mind making me dinner? Because like I said, your person works really hard, and that's something I do see about them, okay? Trust me, everyone has a shadow side, but all in all, your soulmate is good looking, the full package, but that's honestly what I see. And I'm also seeing your soulmate carries the weight of the world on their shoulder. If something goes wrong in the relationship, they blame themselves. They blame themselves if they cannot provide. It's very important for this person to provide for you, is what I'm seeing. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and look at what it is that they love about you. So the first card that we have is Yuki Ono, Stillness. So one thing they're going to love about you, group number one, is the fact that you are you are able to calm them down like nobody else. They're going to love the fact that you are emotionally mature, and they're going to love the fact that when I look at this card, group number one, what this really shows me is that no matter what, you're stoic, you're elegant, you're someone who doesn't lose their cool very easily. Group number one, your soulmate's really going to love that about you, because I'm seeing in the past your soulmate has dated crazy people who have lost their you know what at them, and they're going to love, group number one, that you never lose your cool or your grace, and you are actually able to calm them down when they lose their cool. That's what they're going to love about you. And also, group number one, you aren't needy. You're loving, you're open, you're emotionally mature, but at the same time, you're not going to act like, what I'm feeling from this card is you're not going to be emotionally needy. You're actually someone who's very independent, and that's one thing that they're going to love about you. That's going to make you stand out. That's going to really make them just go crazy over you. And another message I'm hearing, group number one, is that I think it's very likely that you guys could be an interracial couple. Now, it doesn't have to be, you know, like all for all of you. This is a general reading, but I think it's very likely that your soulmate is from a different cultural background. They could be from France, Asia, India, or one of the other countries, whatever country that you don't come from. I'm sensing you guys might have different upbringings or cultural backgrounds. But if not that, it could also be just in general. Yeah, but I am sensing that. I do sense that you guys are going to have different upbringings or be from different places in the world, okay? Now, we also have Kali as the reason why they're going to fall for you and love you. So one thing automatically I'm noticing, group number one, is the eyes. So you're going to know it's your soulmate because the first thing, or one of the main things they're going to say they love about you is your beautiful eyes. They're always going to be like, you have the most beautiful eyes. They're also going to say that you have an exotic beauty. You're so exotic. You have beautiful eyes. I've never seen someone who looks like you. You're so beautiful. That's what they're going to say about you, group number one. And I'm also hearing too, the reason why they're going to fall for you is because you see past their BS and mask. Because group number one, your soulmate has a lot of masks up because they do not get vulnerable with people easily, as I can see with the nourishment card. I also heard too, group number one, your person is very outwardly charismatic. Very outwardly charismatic, like with their friends, with their boss, with their coworkers, with your family. This person is very charismatic, sure of themselves, and confident. But group number one, you're going to notice that they act different around everybody. But with you, your soulmate is going to act like your soulmate is going to be their genuine selves around you, which is going to be completely different and more intimate. And they are going to love the fact that you see past their mask and you see the real them. And that's what's going to make them so attached to you. And one thing I'm hearing about your person, group number one, is a lot of people, they kind of treat him like a god or treat her like a god because they're good looking, they're charismatic. They're going to like, group number one, how you're not afraid to call them out on their BULL, you know what. Okay, that's what they're really going to love about you. And I'm also hearing too that, you know, one thing that your person is really going to love about you is that you do it in such a emotionally mature way. I'm hearing that your soulmate, even though they're such a strong person, tough person in everyday life, they are going to look up to you like you are their spiritual leader, because what I'm seeing, group number one, is you are actually going to lead them back to spirituality at some point. I definitely see that. And they're actually going to tell you that they feel like you are their soulmate, as I can see. And group number one, I'm actually feeling this is not just a soulmate energy. I'm feeling that this is a twin flame energy. You guys are the divine masculine and feminine. Once again, doesn't matter the genders or the orientation. And one thing I'm seeing, group number one, is you're someone who's very spiritual, or if not spiritual, you are very knowledgeable about the human mind, the subconscious, intuition, how to handle emotions, and they are actually going to look up to you because you are going to bring them back to their feminine side and also reintroduce them to spirituality, and they're going to see you as some sort of spiritual leader to them in a certain sense. They are going to respect you so much. And I really feel like God sent this person into your life because you are meant to show them spirituality and how to handle their emotions better. Because group number one, your soulmate is really tough, but I'm seeing that they suppress a lot of their emotions, whereas you can see this suppression in them and you are going to bring it out and turn them back into spirituality, whatever that is. They're also going to like the fact that you are very kind because we have the I am kind card. They're going to love the fact that you are so intuitive. I'm sensing, group number one, a lot of you are psychic, or a lot of you are very in touch with spirituality or your guides. They're going to love you for that. They're going to think you're mystical for that. So let's go ahead and see what their initials are for group number one with these Scrabble letters, or what their names could be. So I'm just going to draw a handful out of this pile. Okay, so one name that popped up is Ray. Okay, so their names could start with an R. So Ray, Ryan, Ronald, Regina, Rose, Rachel, any of those names. Then we also have a Y, so this person could be, you know, any name that starts with a Y as well. We also have an A, so this person could be an Adam, Alyssa, Adam, Anna, Ashley, AJ, or any of that. We have an I as well. for Isaac. We also have an E for Evan. We have an H for Hannah or Heather, and we also have another E. So I'm gonna go ahead and rearrange these cards real quick to see if I get any other names. Okay, so one of the words that popped up was actually here, H-E-R-E. So group number 1, Spirit is telling me that your soulmate is already here, you already know them, or they're coming very soon. I would say probably within the next few months, you are going to meet this person or you already know this person. This is what Spirit is telling me. I also have, I feel like their name could also be foreign, or your name could be foreign, because like I'm saying, I'm picking up a lot of, from a different country, family from a different country energy. So let's see what else we have. I also heard Irish. That could be a thing too. Okay, so Spirit also told me, guys, because I have this I, which looks like 1, and we also have Y-E-A-R. So Spirit is telling me that if it's not, you don't know them right now, or they're not coming in a few months, they are going to be here in 1 year. That is amazing, guys. All right, so that's all I have for you. I really hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye. Okay, group number 2, let's go ahead and take a look at who your soulmate is based on tarot. So the first card that you actually drew is a card that represents your energy, and the reason being is because I use the cards to kind of just pick up what Spirit is telling me in a better way, so to speak. And I wanted to see your energy to see if you were ready for a soulmate, or, what your energy was, so I could really better pick up your soulmate's energy. So automatically what I'm seeing, group number 2, is this is actually really funny. So you were represented by the 6 of abundance. So what I'm seeing, group number 2, this is a general reading, but I'm going to try to pick up everything that Spirit is letting me see, because, a lot of the times how we're going to meet our soulmate and when is something that has a lot of karma around it. So Spirit is just going to show me what I am able to relate to you, but we're going to get as many details as possible. But this is honestly what I was feeling, group number 2. I feel like you are going to meet your soulmate at some sort of work or job. That's what I really feel. Or they're going to be in the same field of work or some sort of... So there are a few different scenarios, because keep in mind there are 5 groups and a lot of you guys, but group number 2, this is what it has to do with. You are going to meet your soulmate in a job, or you guys will share a similar career. I heard some other things, but I'm not sure I'm going to get to it until later. So what I'm seeing automatically is that this card represents the 7 of water, which represents your person, which talks about Venus and Scorpio. So what this means, group number 2, is your person has been through a lot of chaotic relationships in their life before they met you. They've been with a lot of people who have used them for their money, their time. They have been with a lot of deceptive people, is what I'm hearing, group number 2. And this deception has left them very scarred, because they have dealt with women or men who were very possessive. They have dealt with women or men who were very jealous, very crazy, very psycho, is what I'm hearing. And this has actually impacted their mental health. So one thing you're going to notice, group number 2, is they're always talking about their ex. Well, not always, not like that, but when you guys get closer and you guys talk about your past, they're going to mention that there was a lot of crazy exes, or a certain ex who was a user, who was crazy and psycho, is what I'm hearing. If not that, group number 2, because this is a general reading, I actually think it's flipped, where some of you guys could have experienced a lot of dramatic relationships in the past, and this is kind of your new norm. But group number 2, what I was specifically picking up about your soulmate is that this person is very successful. They are wildly successful. When you meet this person, they're going to be someone who makes quite a bit of money, and I actually feel like they're likely going to be an entrepreneur. I don't see them working for anyone else. I actually see them as someone who has their own business, or they are the head honcho, or they do some sort of job that could be glamorous. I also heard acting, singing, modeling, YouTuber, influencer, entrepreneur, someone who is likely in the spotlight or on TV, or a leader who makes a lot of money doing what they do. with some sort of glamorous high up job. That's what I heard, group number 2. And the reason why that is because I had the card that, and by the way, I drew 6 personality cards to really show who they are. I have for them, I am a money magnet and prosperity of all kinds comes to me. So your person is going to be making a lot of money. And the reason being is because I also had the Queen of Wands to describe them. And I also had, the Queen of Wands, which talks about like glamorous jobs where you are the leader, where you are frequently seen by other people, where you are in charge. And normally this talks about entrepreneurship, or it talks about doing something fun with your talent that makes you money, or creating a business that makes a lot of money. So this person is definitely going to be well off, is what I'm hearing. One thing that you're going to notice about your soulmate, group number 2, we have physical health and body image. Perfect health is my right and I claim it now. So group number 2, another thing that you're going to hear or notice about your soulmate is that this person takes very good care of their body. They like to work out. They have a workout routine. They could have they could be very specific about food, where they will only eat keto, or they will eat a lot of protein. They're always going to be on some sort of diet or exercise regime, because like I said, I do feel like their job requires them to be in the spotlight in some way. And this could all, and if it sounds like you guys, I know a lot of people are like, oh, this is me, not my soulmate. I promise you guys, I am channeling spirit. This just means, like I say, you're going to share a profession or be in the same field is what I'm hearing. I'm also hearing, group number 2, that this person, they are, first of all, we have another card to describe them. I own my daily progress. I set a new standard. I manage my time like a boss, and everyone wonders how I do it all. So group number 2, your person is going to be something, really something else, a leader of some sort, an owner, very wealthy, very successful, very fit. And this person is also going to be someone, I don't want to say like American Psycho, because your soulmate's never going to be abusive. I want you to know that. But I'm almost hearing like, an American Psycho, that workout routine he has and the facial routine he has. I kind of get that anal feeling from your soulmate, group number 2. They're very perfectionistic in regards to their work, and they're perfectionistic in regards to their looks. And I'm also hearing, group number 2, this person is going to be somebody who I heard is likely an older sibling. That's a very big thing I heard. They're likely an older sibling, or they have a sibling. They're not the only child is what I'm hearing. One thing I also heard is they could have Venus in Scorpio. They could have Mercury in Aquarius in their birth chart, or they could be in Aries risings, for those of you who are really into astrology. Now, I'm going to go ahead and see what else is going on here. So I feel like, group number 2, you are likely both going to work on a creative project together in your relationship. I'm getting the sense, group number 2, that your person is somebody, because I set a new standard. I feel like they're a trendsetter. There's someone who's a go-getter. I'm hearing they are a go-getter. I really feel, group number 2, you and your soulmate, you guys are going to come together, and you guys are going to be a really attractive couple is what I'm hearing, or maybe some sort of power couple. And it doesn't have to mean like, both of you are famous or anything. I mean, it could for some of you, but it could mean like, at the PTA meetings, you guys are like the most attractive couple. You've got it going on. I'm hearing for some of you too that it's very likely your soulmate is actually going to bring you a lot of abundance, because we have the 6 of Pentacles, which talks about other people giving you money. So group number 2, I don't want to say like sugar daddy relationship, because remember, your soulmate is not going to be somebody who is going to I'm not condoning abuse or anything like that, but what I'm saying, group number 2, is that your soulmate is going to be very wealthy and well off, and being with your soulmate is going to bring you a lot of material comforts and also an advancement in your position or status in society. That's what I heard about your soulmate, group number 2, big time. That's what I hear about them. Now, your soulmate is going to have some shadow sides about them, because everybody has a shadow side, and I want this to be the most accurate, realistic reading I can give you from what Spirit is showing me, group number 2. And what I'm honestly seeing is that your person, your soulmate, because I want to show you the good side and also the shadow side you're going to see, so you can really recognize this person when they come into your life. The shadow thing about this person is that I do feel like they're surrounded by a lot of toxic people. These toxic people could say, like, they could have friends that say they don't like you, or they try to get them to not marry you or be with you, because he has a lot, or she has a lot of toxic people speaking in their ears. What I'm hearing, group number 2, about your relationship. So one thing you might notice is a lot of his toxic friends or her toxic friends, or a lot of their people in their life might constantly be in their ear talking about you and trying to break up the relationship. But honestly, what I'm seeing is because either they're jealous, they want to be with them, or, you know, they're just, because they're like in the spotlight and they're so magnetic, they draw in a lot of people, and not all of them are good. So that's one drama you are going to recognize and see a lot in this relationship, is the fact that there's always like these toxic people around them talking in their ear. Okay, that's like a very big message I heard. I also heard too, guys, one thing I was hearing about your soulmate, that might be a little bit of a shadow side, is this person is always worried about their future. They have a hard time being present, okay? Because we also have their opinion matters to me as their shadow. So group number 2, your person is very concerned about their public image, what other people think. And I think that's one of the reasons they like you, group number 2, which I'm going to get into later. But I really do feel like one of the shadow aspects is your person's going to be very concerned about their public image, what people think, and that might get in the way of your relationship, because your person is a very extroverted person is what I'm hearing. They're out in the spotlight, they're charismatic, they are somebody who is just a magician, a magic man, magic woman, whatever. And because of this, you know, they have a lot of people around them that are toxic. That's like what I'm feeling. And that's something that you might have to deal with. And I'm also hearing too, that one of the things about your soulmate, group number 2, is that they do have a poor root chakra. And the reason being, or an overactive root chakra, because what I'm seeing is that they're always in their heads thinking about their job, their work, the next best thing. And this is why they're so successful, because they're always thinking about their work, or they're always thinking about the future. This person's very a futuristic thinker. So one thing you're going to notice is they're always anxious, and you're going to notice, like, when you get close to them, you're going to hear them or see them suffering from a lot of anxiety, or some sort of anxiety disorder is what I'm hearing. And I'm also hearing too that this person is going to be someone who's really charismatic and talented, but they're going to have like actual real low self-esteem, even though like their body, their health is good, their job, their money is good. And this is because that no matter this, one of the reasons this person chases success so much, your soulmate, is because there's something inside of them that doesn't feel good enough. So they need a lot of outside validation from the world. So one thing you're going to notice is out in public with this person, they're going to be all charismatic, a go-getter, extroverted, talented. But like inside, when it's just you two, they're going to feel like no one likes me, everyone hates me, and that's going to be shocking to you. And like I said, that's why they chase success, because there's something inside of them that needs outside validation from other people. All right, that's what I'm hearing. So let's go into why this person is going to fall for you and what they're going to love about you. So we have Death and Magic and Lilith. So immediately when I'm seeing these two energies of how they see you, they are going to see you as someone who's so sexy, especially with the 7 of Water, the Venus and Scorpio as like the dream, like everything they could ever dream for. You are going to be their sexual fantasy is what I'm hearing. Your intimacy, your intimate life is going to be very, very good. And they're going to tell you all the time that you are the sexiest person they've ever seen. They're going to say, wow, you're so good in bed. Wow, you fulfill every fantasy of mine in bed. Wow, you are literally my dream woman. It's crazy how obsessed I am with you. It's crazy how attracted I am to you. They are literally never going to be able to take their hands off of you is what I'm hearing, group number 2. They are going to feel that way about you. They're literally going to, and some of you guys might like to dress dark or have a darker vibe, or you just dress sexy. They love that about you, your sexy look. You're intimidating too. That's another thing, group number 2, is I really feel like your soulmate is going to see you as someone very powerful. And because your soulmate in real life is so powerful that I feel like they want someone who can put them in their place, and you are. And I also feel like your soulmate in the beginning of your relationship, one way you're going to know it's them is there's going to be a lot of drama is what I'm hearing, because I'm not going to lie, Lilith is the scorned woman, death and magic is the witch. These are very like burn the witch cards, like sexy witch vibes, okay? So what I'm seeing is that, you know, in the beginning of your relationship, there is going to be a lot of passion, a lot of physical chemistry, but I'm also sensing a lot of drama between the both of you. And this is sometimes some karma soulmates have to work out. It's a part of soul growth, but I do see that. But once again, I'm not condoning abuse, but I'm saying like, you know what I mean? Like, there's going to be a lot of fighting or bickering or like drama, intensity, passion in the beginning of your relationship. And that's one of the ways you're going to know it's them. This isn't going to be one of those vanilla relationships. I'm hearing handcuffs. I'm hearing like passion. All right. See when you, what their initials are with the Scrabble bag. We're going to figure that out. Spirit for group number 2. What is their soulmate's initials? Spirit for group number 2. What is their soulmate's initials? Okay. So let's see what we have here. So we have A as in Adam, AJ, Ashley. We have B as in Brock, Bobby, Blake, Brittany, Bethany. We have I as in Isaac. We have N as in Nathan, Nathaniel, Natalie, Nancy, Nina. This could be your name or their name as confirmation, or it could be I. We have you, so their name could start with a U. We have F as in like Farah, Foster, Frederick, Fred, or their name could have an F in it. We also have another A, and we have N, so their name could start with an N. So immediately I'm seeing that we have double A, double N, so their name could be Hannah, Anna, someone who has 2 N's or 2 A's in their name. Okay, so let's go ahead and figure out, you know, when you're going to meet this person, how you're going to meet this person. So for group number 2, how are they going to meet their soulmate for group number 2? So we have this star. So when planets go into Aquarius around January is going to be a big time. So you could have met them in January, or you will meet them in January, February of a certain year. And for a lot of you, because it is this star, I kind of feel as though it's going to be in the future, but it doesn't have to be. They could also be in Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, but I think I already saw that. We also have the Page of Shells, which is telling me that like I said, you're going to meet this person at school or at work. And I also feel like, too, that one of you could be a little bit older than the other is what I'm hearing. And we also have the 6 of Shells, which talks about, wow, this talks about the 6 of Cups of the past. So, and we, oh, wow. Okay, so for a lot of you, because this is a general reading, there's a lot of piles. They could either be in the future or the past, honestly, is what I'm seeing, because there's so many of you watching this. But I'm seeing that I am definitely seeing, you know what I also heard? I think it's very likely this person's going to have a dog. I heard a dog. All right, but let's go ahead and see what their channeled message is. So we have the Tower. So right now, group number 2, your soulmate's going through a lot. They are getting rid of a lot of people, things, and situations in their life. Their life is going through a huge change right now, almost like a catastrophic change. They could be going through a breakup is what I'm hearing, or they could be moving. And we also have the Sun. So what I'm hearing, the message from your soulmate is that right now, they are very focused on their work and building their finances. Very focused, because we have Sun, Mars with the 10 of Crystals, which talks about work. So right now, group number 2, your person is very much focused on building their finances. Right now, they're almost overworked doing it. So that's all I have for you, group number 2. I hope this helped you figure out who your soulmate is. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye. Okay, group number 3. So this is going to be who your soulmate is. So this first card that you picked, group number 3, is actually a card that's meant to represent your energy, because I kind of just used tarot to really just channel messages, essentially. And I needed to know your energy in order to see, you know, if you're ready for love, where you are on your journey, to see when you are going to meet your soulmate. And one thing I want to tell you, group number 3, is that sometimes there's a lot of karma surrounding whether or not we are able to know through a psychic or through astrology who our soulmate is. And the reason being is because sometimes you're not meant to know, because for some reason the knowledge of knowing would block you from learning something or block you from going on the path you need to go on to meet your soulmate. So that's why a lot of the times with psychic readings or with tarot readings, astrology readings, sometimes the universe, the divine, will actually block a psychic sight or a psychic being able to see the answers, because your karma is restricting them, because you are not meant to know something. But group number 3, I was picking up some things about your soulmate. I definitely was. However, I'm not going to lie to you, it was more restricted than the first 2. There were not as many messages that I was specifically feeling, and I'm getting the chills. I'll get chills on my shoulder, like a rub on my shoulder as confirmation from spirit. Oh, wow, I'm getting it really big right now. So group number 3, this might not be as detailed as the other readings, but we're going to get into why, and we're going to get as specific as spirit will allow me to get, while giving you the most accurate, honest messages of what I'm seeing about your soulmate and when you're going to meet them. So first of all, group number 3, spirit is showing me that because you're represented by the Page of Cups, spirit wants you to know that you are on the right track. You are doing everything you need to do, spiritually, emotionally. It's just that you're not quite there yet, and neither is your soulmate, because your soulmate is represented as well by a page, except the Page of Pentacles. Both of you are represented by the pages, and they are the youngest suit in the tarot, which is telling me that both of you are just beginning your journey into developing into the people you are meant to become. So I kind of feel group number 3, since this is a general reading and there's 5 piles and thousands of you, these are the general summaries I'm getting. So first of all, you and your soulmate could both right now be very young, and I'm talking about 30 and under, because people say that you are still a kid until your Saturn return at 27. So a lot of you could be 30 and under, or maybe even teenagers is what I'm hearing, group number 3, or early 20s. But whatever the case is both of you are just starting your journey and your path, because like I said, both of you are represented by the pages, which is the youngest suit out of the King, Queen, and Knight. You guys are the page right now. Now, what this is also telling me is that both of you are likely, I think one of the reasons spirit is blocking this from you in a way is because both of you, I'm sensing, are true twin flames, kind of like the first group, except for you guys, I almost feel, so first of all, what I'm feeling for you, for the people who chose group number 3, is I actually am getting this sort of sense, and I talk about this a lot, that you guys are earth angels, or this is one of your first incarnations here on earth, because you have come from different dimensions as like a light being or a starseed or an angel. But this is one of your first times here on earth incarnating in human form. So I'm sensing a little bit of a naivety to you, group number 3. So it's either you're younger or you're new to the human experience because you are from a different plane of existence, or you were a spirit guide who decided to reincarnate as a human in this world during this time. So it's either one of those, but what I'm hearing is that both you and your twin flame, which you do have, that's something I can confirm, and I'm not talking about a karmic that's mistaken as a twin flame. I'm talking about a real twin flame relationship, because these two cards, they mirror each other, right? You have the Page of Earth, and then you have the Page of Water. So you definitely have a yin-yang twin flame out there. And this is why there's so much heavy karma surrounding your reading, because a powerful union like this, the spirit is not going to be so lax about revealing. Now, that's one message I heard, but let me go ahead and tell you what I got on your twin flame. Right now, your twin flame, so first of all, you could have either just met this person. This doesn't mean you don't know about this person. You guys could have just met or just started a relationship within the last few years, but this is someone new in your life. But if you haven't met anybody, then disregard that message. But what I'm hearing right now is that your twin flame is going through a lot of money issues right now. So your twin flame could either be a student, they could be going through a lot of debt, trying to pay off student loans. They could be just starting their career. This is somebody I'm seeing who's working a lot and having a lot of money issues currently as we speak. And this is one of the reasons why they're not ready for this union yet. What I'm hearing, group number 3, is that if your twin flame sounds like you when I describe them, that is because it's not because I'm picking up the wrong person, okay? I'm channeling directly from source here. But it's because a lot of your experiences in life, because your twin flames are going to mirror each other in a very big way. So if I'm describing your twin flame and what they're going through, and you happen to be going through it, or you happen to have the same characteristics, it is because you guys are mirroring each other, because you are one of the same soul. Or some people don't like when I say that, whatever. You guys are very similar. You guys are like two separate souls who are the same, who are twin flames, okay? I strongly got that message for you, group number 3. So what I'm seeing about your twin flame, group number 3. Now there's another scenario that I'm hearing, but I'm not going to get to that till later, okay? But what I'm specifically hearing about your twin flame, like I said, is they are going through a lot of money issues, because I had the card that represents them. I am constantly working to achieve my goals. And then we have the Page of Earth, which means you're a student, you're working hard. So this person right now is not working their dream job. This person is likely a student in lots of debt. They are not where they need to be professionally or financially. And Spirit is telling me that you and your twin flame need to get where you are going. For your twin flame, I think it's financially and with their life purpose, because their life purpose is going to trigger a spiritual awakening in them. So group number 3, when your twin flame has finally gotten to a place in the world where they are doing their passion or working their dream job and making that money, I feel like that's when they're going to be ready spiritually to be in union with you, because right now your twin flame cannot be distracted with love, because their path right now is to really pave the way for their future and their purpose here on earth. And this is why maybe your new relationship isn't working out, if it is them, or this is why you guys have not met yet. It is because Spirit is trying to redirect their attention to their life purpose and also their finances right now, because that's a part of their karma. Now for you, group number 3, your karma, the reason why this new relationship isn't working out, even though they could be your twin flame, or even though or the reason why you have not met them yet, is because we have the messenger of emotion, which is telling me, Spirit is telling me, this is because your karma, which you must do before you are ready for union with your twin flame, is you need to get experience on this earth. You need to get a little wiser emotionally. And I'm not saying you guys are stupid at all. You guys can be the strongest, toughest people, the most successful people, the most charismatic people. I'm not calling you stupid or slow. What this means is that emotionally, in regards to relationships, Spirit is telling me there's still a huge naivety behind it, where you romanticize situations and people. There's a danger of you getting taken advantage of because you see the best in people, and also because you're emotionally not mature enough for this strong relationship you're going to have. If you were to meet your twin flame now, or if you were to be with in a successful union with your twin flame right now, both of you guys would ruin it, because neither of you are ready, because you both have to focus on your own lessons and grow into the king from the page in order to have a successful, healthy relationship together. Or else right now, and I'm getting the tingles, confirmation, it would be too much and you would ruin the best thing of your life. That's what Spirit is telling me, group number 3. So right now, I'm hearing that you guys are going to go through some lessons, because I have the Libra and the 3 of Swords, which talks about karmic lessons. This talks about Jupiter in Libra, Saturn in Libra, which is telling me that a lot of you were brought to this earth to learn how to develop yourself emotionally through relationships. So a lot of you might go through intense relationships that feel like twin flame unions. You guys might date around a little bit. thinking they're your twin flame. But Spirit is telling me that you need to date around first before you meet your twin flame. Because, and I know it sucks for those of you, because I'm sensing group number 3, you have an idealistic, innocent, beautiful, romantic vision of love. It can be like that. But right now, you have to learn some lessons first to build it up. And I know that sucks to hear, but I'll tell you something, like even just a few months ago, I'm going through my Saturn return, so I'm still new to this wisdom. But before my Saturn return, like even just a few months ago, like last year, I was so naive to the greater plan that I was like, why can't I meet my soulmate now? Why can't they be my soulmate? Why don't I deserve a soulmate now? Why can't I meet the first person I meet and be high school sweethearts, have babies, live in a big house, my Cancer rising self? That's because if it were to happen like that, the way your fantasy wants it to happen, it would not fulfill you in the way that God and the universe has planned for you. So even though that might suck to hear me when I say that when you meet your twin flame, after both of you have grown and done what you need to do before you meet each other, and I'm getting so many tingles. You guys, it's going to be that idealistic view of love, but in a way where now you're wise, now you're mature, in a mature way that's going to last and be so beautiful, guys. This is a true, beautiful twin flame relationship, pure. And I'm getting so many tingles, but guys, I feel like a lot of you are, first of all, I'm hearing that your twin flame right now, like I said, is working hard, grinding, having a lot of money issues, or trying to build their career up in a big way. I'm sensing too that they too are going through a lot of romantic lessons. Like you guys could have Jupiter in the same sign is what I'm hearing. You guys could have Saturn in the same sign, or Jupiter, one has Jupiter in Libra, the other has Saturn in Libra, or vice versa. But what I'm hearing is they too are going through a lot of painful lessons in relationships. Okay, for them, I feel like it's more painful lessons in regards to their career and abundance. But for you, I feel like there's a lot of lessons you need to learn with other people. Just like, and to like trust your intuition and trust yourself and to grow yourself more. All right. So let's see if I can pick up anything else about your soulmate. So I feel like they could be a water sign or earth sign, sun, moon, and rising, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, sun, moon, and rising, or Libra, sun, moon, and rising, or Gemini, sun, moon, and rising. I pretty much said all the signs. The signs don't matter because, sometimes I just do it because people like it, but the message is what's important. But I really felt strongly about one of you has Jupiter in Libra or Saturn in Libra or something like that in your sidereal or tropical. So there's like just this huge lesson about relationships. So one thing I am seeing about your twin flame, though, that you're going to notice, and once again, you guys mirror each other, so this could be very similar, is I feel I have 3 cards to describe them. Why did this happen to me? My life is a mess, and I made so many mistakes. So group number 3, I really feel like right now your twin flame, first of all, I feel like their past is something that's been very hard. I feel like their past, their childhood wasn't a normal childhood. They went through a lot emotionally. They went through a lot of struggles and tribulations. They made a lot of mistakes. Maybe they had like an incident where they had like a rebellious childhood, or they went to jail for a stupid mistake at one point, or, they decided to drop out of college and now they feel like their life is ruined. I'm hearing that when they were younger, you're going to hear when you meet your twin flame that their childhood was hard, their youth was hard. They feel like they were given the short end of the stick, and they also might feel like they've made a lot of mistakes in life, and they're going to have a really, I'm hearing heartbreaking past in regards to everything they had to go through, but they are going to grow into such an amazing, successful person. They're at the start of this journey. Now, the good things that I have about your twin flame is if I'm committed, there is always a way. Your twin flame never gives up. They are a fighter. They're never going to give up on you or the relationship. And this person, even though they've been through a lot of struggles, trials, tribulations, setbacks, and their life was at one point in the toilet is what I'm hearing. The admirable thing about your twin flame group number 3 is they never sat there and felt sorry about themselves. They never gave up. You're going to see that your twin flame, they never let the world kick them down. They always get up again and keep going. And that's one thing you're going to admire about them is they never ever play play the victim and then give up on life. They always try. So they could have been homeless at one point, but the next, they didn't just sit there and be okay with it. They did something, and the next thing, a couple years later, they were successful because they always push themselves. I'm also hearing physical health / body image. I'm totally conscious and aware about my beliefs about food and the reason why I eat. So another thing I'm seeing too, they are likely going to be vegetarian or vegan. I really feel that. I feel like your twin flame and you are both going to be very spiritual people. I'm sensing, because I also have I consume content that lifts me up, and I'm totally conscious and aware of my beliefs about food and the reason why I eat. Your twin flame group number 3 is giving me very spiritual vibes. I think the reason why both of you going through relationship lessons, them going through life lessons, like survival lessons, is really because both of you are put on a spiritual path by God, by the Creator, whatever you believe in. And these trials and tribulations are leading you to spiritual enlightenment because both of you, since you're divine twin flames, you have a big spiritual mission, or you're very connected to spirituality. That's like the gist of what I'm hearing. But essentially, because of this, you're going to notice that your twin flame is somebody who is vegetarian maybe, or they could be someone who won't watch the news because they don't like the frequency it gives off. They could wear organite around their house, around their neck to prevent them against radiation. They could take iodine. They could take natural supplements. This person could be someone who likes to take natural body soaps, natural supplements, vegetarian, ethical food, ethical clothes, something like that. And I'm also hearing too, they are going to be very into spirituality when you meet them, and also the law of attraction, because I also had the personal affirmation, the blank card. So your twin flame group number 3 is likely already manifesting you, or when they meet you, they're going to say, wow, you are everything I manifested and prayed for. So, and I also had 2 spiritual cards, which is telling me that they are going to be very spiritual and connected to God, due to everything they have been through, and you too, because we have, I am courageous, I am willing to act and face my fears, my life flows with ease and grace. So I want to tell you guys that even though the start might be rough, you have to wait to find each other, you guys are going to turn into these amazing people, where life is easy towards, the end of your 20s, going on into the rest of your life. And that's a really good trade, because some people, it's not like that, okay? So it's like, I know it sucks to hear if you're younger, but trust me, this is a good thing for both of you, all right? That's all I have for you, group number 3. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you later. Bye. Hi, group number 4. Welcome to your reading. So this is going to be your soulmate and everything that Spirit will allow me to see about your soulmate at this time. So I'm going to try to keep it, I'm only going to relay messages I am definitely feeling or seeing, to try to make it as specific as possible, so when you meet them, you are going to know who it is, okay? Or if you are already with someone, then you're going to know for sure. So what I'm seeing for you, group number 4, your soulmate, first of all, the card on top is actually a card to represent your energy, because I only use tarot as a way to channel messages from Spirit, kind of like a tool, but I needed to have your energy in order to really see who your soulmate is, when you are going to meet them, and if you are ready to meet your soulmate. So group number 4, this is what Spirit is telling me, because you are represented by the 9 of Action. This card says that you have worked really hard to create the things you cherish in your life, such as beloved relationships, amazing accomplishments, and hearth and home. Rest assured that all these treasures in you are constantly being protected by the angels. So group number 4, this gives me the energy where you are somebody who is definitely ready for love. I'm sensing that a lot of you, there are 2 different scenarios, because keep in mind there are thousands of you and only 5 groups, so I'm going to channel a bunch of different messages. What this is showing me, group number 4, is that for some of you, you guys are very successful in your career. You are where you need to be in life. You have worked really hard on yourself and on your finances and on your adulting. You guys have got your SHIT together. And at this point, you're just like, okay, I kind of have everything but love. Do I even have a soulmate? And you're getting sick of waiting, and you're starting to doubt whether or not you even want to be in a relationship, or whether or not you have a soulmate, because it just seems seems like everything in your life is working out except love. That's one thing that it's lacking. Or you might be like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I find love? Do I need to do more self-work? Spirit is saying that you have done everything to improve your life, yourself, you as a person already. It just feels like the reason why, and by the way, I have a message for some of you. Some of you are already in a relationship, which I will get to. It just sort of feels like the reason why, for those of you who are single, it hasn't happened yet, you haven't met your soulmate, it's because Spirit is teaching you faith. Spirit is teaching you how to have faith in divine timing, and I know that's frustrating to hear, especially if you're someone who really wants a relationship. But a lot of the times when we finally have the thing that we want at the divine timing, we are able to see why it didn't happen until when it did, or when God and the universe chose it to. So I know it's hard to see the divine plan right now, but when you meet them, you're going to see why you had to wait so long, okay? So I know some of you are sick of waiting. I'm seeing group number 4 that for others of you, you are already in a relationship, or you guys are already in a long-term relationship, and you guys have been together through thick and thin. You guys have been together for a while. You guys have went through the fighting stage. You guys have lived together, possibly. You guys have went through a lot together in your relationship or in your friendship. And I'm hearing that it's very likely this person is your soulmate. But for those of you who are not in a relationship, I'm going to go ahead and say that I really feel like the reason why is because Spirit is teaching you to have faith in divine timing. And one thing that Spirit was hiding from me, because like I said, knowing who your soulmate is, when you're going to meet them, is a very karmic thing. Because if you know something before you're meant to, it could disrupt the path. So sometimes some information is hidden from you. I feel like group number 4, Spirit, is hiding the timing a little bit, because one of the ways you're going to grow spiritually is by having more faith in the future, is by having more faith that God and the universe is working in your favor, for you, not against you. And this is one of the lessons it's teaching you right now. So telling you when is something I feel is blocked. Now, for others of you, I really feel like this person is going to come out of the blue when you least expect it. But what I'm also getting to is that they're represented by the King of Water, which is someone who is represented by Scorpio. So I think it's very likely your soulmate is going to be a Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising, or have a lot of planets in Scorpio. Now, the birth chart is always something you should ask for in someone you're dating, in my opinion. But you're going to notice when you look at the birth chart, they have a lot of Scorpio. They could be a Scorpio rising, sun, moon, have a lot of planets in Scorpio, have a planet like Jupiter, Saturn in Scorpio, or they could have they could also have a lot of 8th house placements, like a lot of planets in the 8th house is what I'm hearing. And I'm also hearing too with the Aquarius card, they could be an Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising, or have a lot of planets in Aquarius or the 11th house of their birth chart. For a lot of you though, what I'm feeling, group number 4, is that if you feel like the person you're with is not your soulmate, I really strongly feel like your soulmate is in the future for a lot of you, is honestly what I'm feeling, because we have the Dreamer, which represents the future, the Fool in Tarot, which represents Aquarius, which is the future. We have 2 Aquarius cards, which represent the future. So for a lot of you, I really feel like this is going to happen in the future. A future date, you have not met this person, you have not been with this person yet, is what I'm feeling for most of you. And it's going to happen very unexpectedly, unexplainably, and randomly, because it's very much controlled right now, timing-wise, by divine timing is what I'm feeling. That's honestly what I'm feeling about it. Now, one thing, group number 4, about your soulmate is this is going to be somebody who... this is going to be someone, your divine masculine or feminine, it doesn't really matter, because genders don't matter, the orientation doesn't matter. We're talking about energy. They're going to be very feminine in nature. So for some of you, you could like men, but this man is going to be more feminine in nature. Whereas, like for instance, I'm sensing that your soulmate is going to be someone who loves to do art, is what I'm seeing. Because when I look at this card, what drew me to it was all of the colors that surround it, all of the rainbows. This is all happening in their mind's eye. They can visualize this stuff. This person is likely going to be an artist of some sort. very, very creative, very imaginative. I'm hearing that they're likely going to like fantasy or video games, or if not fantasy or video games, they're going to like to read fantasy books. There's someone who could draw a lot. There's someone who could do music. They could be a painter. This could be someone who is a little quirky in nature is also what I'm hearing too. I'm hearing that they're going to be a little more of a free spirit, because what I'm getting about you, group number 4, is you're someone who you could be a workaholic, but you're someone who's a hard worker. You're someone who builds foundations. You're someone who one day in the future, you are going to be a career person where you are going to excel in your career. You are somebody who's going to work hard, build things. You might also be someone who likes to keep your house real nice or something like that. What I'm seeing about your person, group number 4, is that they are going to be more free-spirited, more carefree. They're going to go with the flow more. That's how I'm feeling about them. They're very watery, go with the flow, spontaneous. They don't really like to follow a lot of schedules or plans. They don't take work too seriously. They cherish more the relationships, and it doesn't mean that they are going to be a bum by any means, because I'm not seeing money in here that specifically says that. I don't want you to think that, but what they do for money is likely going to be their passion, so they're not really going to feel like they're working. Or what I'm hearing too is that, this person is going to just like have a job where it's not too much responsibility, so they can either support you while you chase after your goals or careers, or like I said, they could do some sort of art for a living, and that's going to be their passion and their hobby. But they're definitely imaginative, creative, dreamy, spacey, and I'm also hearing a little quirky. They're different than the average person. There's something about them that's going to be very different, because I have a lot of fairy tale like images. So this person could actually be a lot more romantic than you are, group number 4. I'm also hearing that this person could be someone who's less practical than you, but very creative is what I'm hearing. They're definitely strange. So what I'm also hearing, group number 4, is this person is going to be very emotionally supportive of you, your soulmate. This person is going to be the type where they'll cry when you walk down the aisle. They're going to be someone who likes it when you talk about your feelings. They're always going to be there to give you big bear hugs and support you. They're going to be someone who is a lot more emotional for divine masculine than you are used to. A lot more emotional, a lot more creative, a lot more sensitive, but not in a, P-U-S-S-Y way, in a way that you are going to fall in love with, because keep in mind, this is your soulmate. So even if I'm sensing some of you might not understand this now, and you might be like, no, I don't want that. That sounds awful. Like, no, I get that. But don't take my word for it. Wait in the future when you meet your soulmate, and you'll see what I mean and why you're attracted to this person. So, but I feel like this person is going to be very emotionally supportive of you and your dreams. And actually, I heard the message for some of you. Whoa, I got this message strong. When you meet this person, your career is going to take off. And it's not because of necessarily what they do. It's sort of the karmas I feel attached to both of you. When you meet your soulmate, this person's going to trigger this huge change in your life that catapults your dreams into coming true faster. I definitely feel that. So one thing you're going to notice when you meet your soulmate is that when you start dating or when you start being together, you're going to notice a rise in your career, or your dreams are coming true, or some good luck, some unexpected good luck is going to manifest in your life. And that's because with your karmas put together, I'm trying to figure out a way to explain it. This person is going to trigger a time in your life where you're wildly successful. And this is when your future plans and dreams are really going to take off, is with this person, is what I'm hearing, group number 4. Okay, so that's one of the signs. So I said Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising, Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising. Also hearing about your soulmate, group number 4, what I'm picking up is that right now, your soulmate, I'm actually picking up their higher selves, whether or not you've met them or not. But for a lot of you, like I said, it's in the future. But I will say the best, most accurate thing I can say in timing is when Jupiter goes into Aquarius, or when Saturn is halfway through Aquarius. Okay, that's when I feel like it's really going to happen. Or you could have Jupiter, Saturn, and Aquarius, whatever. But what I'm seeing is that right now I'm picking up their higher selves. your soulmate is finally transformed into the person that is ready to be in a relationship, because I have, and this is a card of what they're saying, I am creating room in my life for my soulmate. I allow love to find me easily and effortlessly. Group number 4, I really feel like your soulmate is somebody who right now has went through a major transformation. And this is why I'm saying, like, if you're already in a long-term relationship and marriage and you think this is your soulmate, you will have noticed, and this will be confirmation they are your soulmate, they would have recently gone through a huge, tremendous change that has really improved them as a person out of nowhere within the last year, or they are about to go through a massive change that is going to make them a better partner to you. So, if you're in a relationship or marriage and you're like I said, for a long time, they are about to go through a huge spiritual awakening and spiritual change that's going to turn them into the more evolved person of themselves, and it's going to reawaken your passion for each other because they are going to be more in alignment with their higher selves. But for those of you who haven't, I'm hearing that your soulmate is actually right now just went through a major spiritual transformation where they are now ready in their lives to find love. So I feel group number 4, you aren't going to have to wait long. I'm sensing 1 to 3 years max for a lot of you, but I'm sensing they have recently went through some transformation, some tower moment that has given them a spiritual awakening into their more authentic self, and now they are ready for love. And all you have to do, this is the message I heard for group number 4, is just wait, because they are ready, you are ready. Now it's just a waiting game and having faith that it's happening. And I'm also hearing too that a lot of you have been manifesting somebody. Spirit is saying they have heard your manifestations and they are coming. And I also heard too, they're going to have a lot of things on your manifestation list, the most important things to you and your soul. And I'm also hearing too that your soulmate is also very spiritual too, and they've been praying and manifesting for you as well. But I'm also hearing too, one of the ways you can speed up this process in meeting your soulmate is if you manifest them with the law of attraction and you have faith they're coming. Because what I'm also hearing is, for a lot of you, what's blocking this union, even though I'm sensing that you and your twin flame, you and your soulmate are ready, it's that one of you, which I feel like is you, doesn't have faith they exist or doesn't have faith they are coming. Okay? And that's what's blocking energetically you two from coming together. But your soulmate is ready energetically, and now it's really up to you to manifest them, because both of you are ready, is what I'm hearing. So some of the jobs that I heard for them, group number 4, is I really feel like when you get together, they are going to be the ones who stay at home and take care of the kids while you work and focus on your career. But another thing I heard is they are likely going to be someone who's a psychologist, a therapist, somebody who there's people who are very emotionally mature, can control their emotions, and they're also someone who's very aware. So very emotionally mature and aware. They know how to really keep cool, control their emotions. They do shadow work. They are somebody who believes that your world is created by your state of mind. So they're very into the law of attraction. Spirituality is what I'm hearing. They could be an artist. They could be a painter, a singer, a computer designer. They could be a psychologist, a therapist, or anything to do with the imagination, creativity, stuff like that. And I'm also hearing too that I think it's very likely that one of the things you guys are going to do together, or one of the things you guys are going to talk about a lot, is traveling together. I really feel that. And I'm also seeing that for a lot of you too, you guys are going to have kids, or if not kids, a lot of pets. So one thing you're going to notice when you're with this person is you're going to have three or more pets, or 3 or more children. Okay. And I know for some of you who are younger, that might sound like so scary, but I really am hearing that you guys are going to have like a lot of animals or a lot of children, and that's going to be a big thing for both of you. All right, so I'm going to try to get some messages about what their name could be, what their initials are. So I'm just going to go ahead. Group number 4's soulmate initials. Group number 4's soulmate initials. So we have... Okay, so we have 2 I's, so their name likely has an I in it, like Isaac, like Elizabeth, Jimmy, because we also have a J, so their name could have a J in it. So, but I think it's very likely, because of the 2 I's, it's very likely they have an I in their first or last name. We have J as in John, Jeremy, Jenny, Jennifer, Jessica, Jolene, Justin, because we also have a U. I'm also hearing Justin, Justine, Jude. Okay, so let's see what else. They could also be a Ulysses or have a name that starts with a U. Okay, so we have 3 eyes, like I said, and these look like ones to me, all right? These look like ones to me. And we have 3 of them. So like I said, 3 is a big number. They could be a life path 3. You could be a life path 3. You can meet them on the 3rd of the month. But I'm definitely seeing 3 kids, 3 animals, or something like that at least. They could be the 3rd, like someone the 3rd. And I also have G as in Gavin, Gabriella, Gabby, Gunther, Gabe, Gavin, I don't know if I already said that. We also have an A, so their name could have an A in it, as in Adam, Alyssa, Avery, okay? And we also have an N, so it could be Nathan, Nathaniel, Natalie, Natalia, Noelle. That's all I have for you, group number 4. I hope you have a great one, and I'll see you later. Bye. All right, group number 5. So this is going to be who your soulmate is and everything that we are able to get from spirit about your soulmate. Now, the first card that you picked, group number 5, is actually a card that was meant to describe your energy, because I kind of just used tarot as a way to channel spirit and the messages from spirit, so to speak. So I needed to have your energy in order to better pick up who your soulmate is. But like I was telling one of the other groups, there's a lot of karma behind knowing who your soulmate is, when you're going to meet your soulmate. And you know, nowadays love isn't straightforward. You meet them in high school and you die together and that's it. Okay, there's a lot of karma we all work out together. But group number 5, I'm going to try to get as many messages that spirit is allowing me to see, so I can give you the most accurate information of what I'm honestly picking up, because I don't want to give you guys false hope, false information. So just bear with me while I figure this out for you guys on who your soulmate is. So group number 5, first of all, what spirit is allowing me to see at this present time, because sometimes a psychic's vision will be blocked, because if you were to know something, it would prevent you from being on the correct path later on. So sometimes that's why sometimes astrology doesn't work, tarot doesn't work, because the universe, the creator, whatever you believe in, they know what is going to put you off your path, and sometimes having those answers does. But what I see for you, group number 5, is right now there's this heavy energy of something that's overwhelming your reading. And we're going to get into who your soulmate is and all that good stuff. I hate when I want to do a fun pick a card and spirit comes through like, I actually have a message that they need to hear. I hate it. I'm sorry, guys, but it's not bad. It's just that the message was so overwhelmingly heavy. It was taking up the rest of your reading, group number 5. So what I have is the 5 of emotion. And initially when I did your spread, group number 5, I was like, wait a second, like, okay, well, maybe they just went through a breakup. But what I see from this group number 5 is recently you went through a breakup, or your partner did something awful in the past you can't forgive, or you were in some sort of like really bad relationship that you still have not forgiven or healed from completely to this day. There's definitely a sense of heartbreak that I'm seeing here for you, group number 5. So I'm willing to bet some of you recently went through a breakup, or you haven't dated seriously since a certain breakup because you still haven't fully healed from whatever this relationship was. But I'm definitely seeing forgiveness is a big thing. Some of you, the reason why you haven't met your soulmate yet is because you still haven't healed completely from your last relationship. You haven't forgiven that person and yourself. And that's one of the reasons why love is maybe feeling really blocked off right now for you in regards to your soulmate. I mean, feel free at another time to do this reading when you have forgiven this person. But let me tell you the messages Spirit has for you. I'm seeing that a lot of you have went through a lot of heartbreak, and I'm also hearing F-boys. The reason why I heard that is because I had this card, the Knight of Cups, to describe your soulmate. But like I was saying earlier, when I was initially doing your spread, I was like, this doesn't feel like a soulmate spread. This feels like a story of your life spread that's trying to explain your soulmate later on. But what I'm seeing is that you guys have dated a lot of F-boys. And when I look at this card, what draws me to it is when I look at it, it makes me feel like a skeevy energy, like somebody who just says things to get what they want, what they don't really mean. This is somebody, you've dated somebody who pulls out all of the flowers and all of the stops, but when it comes to commitment, they lack commitment, they lack following through with what they say. You dated someone in the past who I feel like was very emotionally manipulative, F-boy, F-girl, you know, and there's a lot of heartbreak still surrounding this person or this breakup you have recently went through. And I feel like that's because Spirit is trying to get you to heal your solar plexus chakra. There are a lot of imbalances in your solar plexus. And I'm also sensing too, because these cards are still together, the Knight of Cups and the Eight of Cups, I actually feel like you walked away from this person. I feel like group number 5, you walked away from this person and you still are not over it. Okay, and that's why love hasn't come into your life, or somebody here walked away is what I'm feeling. But anyway, I feel like Spirit is trying to get you to heal your solar plexus chakra, and then once you heal your solar plexus chakra, this is when you are going to attract love into your life. Because what I'm seeing group number 5 is the message I heard is you're finally starting to realize just how beautiful and worthy you are, and you are no longer accepting, BS guys on Tinder or BS girls on Tinder. You are no longer accepting this person that is not good for you, because you are really starting to step into your power. As I see with the Empress, I'm hearing that a lot of you are starting to realize just how beautiful your soul is, just how much that you deserve and are worthy of, and you are no longer standing for these bad relationships or people who can't make commitments to you, because you're starting to see that they are beneath you is what I'm hearing, group number 5. And you're walking away even. What I'm hearing is you're walking away, or very soon you will be walking away from people who are not able to come through with their promises to you, or people who are just using you for ulterior motives, like physical reasons or other reasons. I'm seeing that you're starting to own your worth, and you are no longer accepting options that are beneath you, essentially. And I want you to know that if you've been doing this, you are going to be rewarded with a soulmate, somebody who is a lot more in alignment with what's best for you. Because I almost feel I'm open to love in various forms, and also I'm accepting. Some of you originally, you could have been attracted to people who were not good for you, and you knew they weren't good for you, but you couldn't help being attracted to them. That was your type, was the bad type, or types who were not good for you. In the past, you've been attracted to that is what I'm hearing. But I'm hearing that recently, or right now, you are going through this evolution where you're starting to realize your worth, and you are no longer going to be accepting or attracted to people who do not have true and pure intentions. That's what I'm hearing. And I'm also hearing, group number 5, that your soulmate is going to differ than your usual type, than the people that you've normally dated. And this is a good thing, because this person is going to be your perfect match. And all of those people before that were not your perfect match, even though they might have looked good on paper. Maybe you like to go after the attractive guy or girl, but they turned out to be really into themselves. And I'm not saying all attractive people are into themselves, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, maybe you went after a certain type, but you're starting to realize that that type is not the person you really want. And I actually see that your type is changing, and because of that, you are going to start attracting somebody who's a lot different than somebody that you have dated in the past, is what I'm hearing. And I'm also hearing someone who even though it's not your usual type, they're going to be better. They're going to be what you need spiritually. And I'm not saying they're not going to be attractive. It's just going to be different than anyone you've ever dated before, is what Spirit is allowing me to see. Because like I said, your reading was overpowered by this F-boy, or by this energy of heartbreak, or being let down in love with people not keeping their promises, that a lot of the information about your soulmate was highly occulted. So what I could pick up, though, is they are going to be different than your usual type. Okay, because your usual type is someone who pulls out all the stops at first. I'm seeing like roses, going on one knee, but I'm almost seeing like the woman being let down and walking away. Okay, we see this on the 2 cards. We see it here where he's bending down on his knee, proposing with flowers, but she's looking away, not interested. And we also have the same imagery here with the guys bent down on a knee with flowers, but she's walking away. There's a lack of satisfaction in your love life, and you walking away from a guy kneeling down with flowers, offering you love, and it almost feels like it's because they do not come through with their promises. They always say, I'm sorry. They always do what they want and promise you the world, but then they let you down and you're sick of it and you're walking away from that. And that's because you are owning your self-worth. You're not letting anyone take advantage of you, use you anymore, even though you might be attracted to them, even though they used to be your type. You're walking away from that. And because of that, what I'm hearing is you're starting to love yourself. You are blossoming into someone who is starting to love yourself, or that is the lesson you are going through now, and that's why you're going through heartbreak, and that's why there doesn't seem to be any options around, because you are raising your standards. And I also had romance recovery. These 2 cards, guys, I accidentally picked up the deck, and when I was doing your spread, these cards accidentally flew out. I didn't even shuffle these. The angels, which is the angel deck, is saying romance recovery. So right now, I feel like a lot of your soulmate is being blocked from you, or right now you're recovering from something. And I think it's a lesson in self-love is the biggest thing I'm hearing, because we also have all I need is within me now. So it almost feels like you're okay by yourself. You're like, I can do this by myself. Right? It's almost like you're figuring out that everything you need is within inside of you. And also, what I hear too is that I am hugged by an unseen protective force. So group number 5, and this is actually the same imagery I saw in this. In this card, this woman is being hugged by an angel or God or some sort of spiritual being. And we also have it with I am hugged by an unseen protective force. I feel like group number 5, you're getting really close to spirituality, really close to God, or if not that, I actually feel like there's a spirit guide protecting you from somebody toxic in your life. So it's almost like one man's rejection is God's protection. I almost feel like you have a very strong spirit guide coming through who is protecting you from the wrong types of people, and this is why your relationships aren't working out, and this is why nobody seems good enough or like an option. Your angels, your spirit guide, I'm picking it up very strongly, and they weren't coming through on any of the decks because I was trying to keep this lighthearted and fun. Oh well. Sorry guys, it happens when I try to do this. They said that one of your spirit guides is definitely protecting you in love right now from somebody toxic, and that's why your love life is kind of up in shambles. So what I'm also hearing, another thing, is that one thing I'm hearing is that all that I need is drawn to me. Okay, so one thing I do hear for you, group number 5 as well, is I want you to know you are coming into a time of great prosperity. I do feel that for you. Emotional and financial prosperity. This is a really lucky time for you. You are evolving into your higher self, into the person you are meant to become, and you're becoming more authentic. Before, I feel like, guys, you didn't know who your authentic self was, so you weren't able to be authentic in relationships. Therefore, you attracted the wrong type of people. But what I'm hearing, group number 5, is you're starting to bloom into your authenticity, and because of this, because you're starting to be authentic, now you are going to attract your soulmate, the right person, because you are advertising who you truly are. Someone you're truly compatible with is what I'm hearing. Definitely 110%. I do feel that about you. I also feel like group number 5, a lot of your soulmates have to do with friendships, specifically with women. I do feel that. I feel like a lot of the women friendships in your life are soulmates. Now, this doesn't mean you don't have a soulmate, group number 5, but I also heard some of you could be, you could change your orientation for some of you, for select few, but I definitely feel like spirit right now is kind of blocking your soulmate from my vision, because right now you're going through, you need to do some more healing, and I hate saying that. When I say it, I hate saying it, but that's honestly the message I'm getting. You can do other pick a cards to see who they are, but honestly, this is like, I feel like even if you were to do pick a cards, you wouldn't trust the answer or you wouldn't feel like it was real. And that's because Spirit is really blocking that answer from you right now, because it's complicated, because we have the secret. So this is telling me there's a lot of secrecy behind it. And I feel like that's because you're meant to focus on your friendships and healing and getting over whatever that was from the past, and also your self-love. But because you are working on your self-love, which is the most important thing with the law of attraction, I'm seeing that as soon as you master that lesson, you're going to attract that person. And I'm also seeing too that you're also going to start attracting a lot of prosperity and emotionally fulfilling friendships. But once again, I don't want you to think that you don't have a soulmate, or that you're never going to have one and you're going to die alone with friends and cats. I don't want you to think that. That's not the case. It's just that right now, Spirit doesn't want you focusing on that. They want you to focus on yourself, and that's what I'm seeing. That's really what I'm seeing. They want you to work on yourself, because right now, if the answer was revealed to you, it wouldn't feel true and it wouldn't resonate or make sense, because you still have a little bit of growing and work to do. But what I will say is that the person you are now is going to be nothing like the person you are when you meet your soulmate, because you're going to evolve and grow so much. So essentially what I'm seeing is the future is blocked, because the messages would make no sense to you. Because if I were to tell you your future and who your soulmate is and what's going to happen, you wouldn't believe it, because it's going to be so different than where you are now.